Sources of information. I became aware of the potential shipment dating the last week of April 2021 through confidential sources. At that stage, the information was preliminary and indicated a possible shipment involving arms, contraband, including drugs. I share...
Sorry, what do you mean it was preliminary?
Preliminary would mean hearsay, Chair. Something that is not definitive to narrow it down to specifics as to whether it's vague. Might be this, might be that.
Oh, please continue then. I shared...
Preliminary and indicated a possible shipment of arms and contraband, including drugs. I shared the information with Lt-Gen Sindile Mfazi, whom I was initially introduced by former Minister, Deputy Minister of Defense, Komisake Mapatwe, as he expressed that General Mfazi was his compatriot in exile. Further details were received and shared in late June. All the information was relayed to the General accordingly. By approximately the 7th, 2021, certain containers were identified as being prioritized for transportation. One of them was conclusively positive based on.
Sorry, sorry, Mr. Nku. You say that the information about arms, contraband, and drugs, or rather, the information concerned the shipment of all the things I've just itemized. Was there mention of the type of drugs, perhaps? Was it cocaine?
There was no mention of the type of drugs.
They just said drugs.
Yes.
All right. When you advised General Mfazi of this information, was it the first time you ever advised police about information possibly involving criminality?
No, Chair.
It was the first time?
No, it wasn't, Chair.
It was not?
It was not the first time.
Okay. Who had you done this with within the law enforcement service or services?
So I've mainly done or sent information or exchanged information with Chief Mashaba, or let me say Mr. Mashaba. And in expression, I want to move from this premise when I refer to Mr. Mashaba. Maybe I'll get to it in terms of the relationship.
I've read your statement. I've seen your introduction on how you got to know each other. At this stage, I just wanted to know, when you gave information to General Mfazi,
yes,
was it the first time you ever gave information
to law enforcement?
Yeah, possibly involving criminality to law enforcement.
No, it was.
So you've said no. You said no.
I've heard, yes.
So
I've heard.
Now, but what about General Mfazi? Was this the first occasion with him?
I would say. Okay, this wasn't the first engagement
with General Mfazi.
So maybe let me clarify the introduction with General Mfazi.
Yes.
When he was introduced, initially it was mainly based on my skill set to aid in looking up information. Because he was introduced to me, and the referral was maybe in our colloquial language, maybe ukamutusa kantotezao.
Meaning
yes.
your skill set.
Yes, yes. So when he was referred to me, it was mainly based on that. But looking at obviously the seniority, I felt the rapport.
Sorry. Seniority in the sense of the rank he held, or seniority in terms of age? Seniority in what sense?
Seniority in terms of the rank that he held.
All right.
Then it would be easier to pass information directly to him as opposed to, and I was just testing waters. That's why I'll get to maybe Mr. Mashaba later.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right. I'm not probing at this stage. This is merely seeking clarity, and that's what we usually do. You first run through your statement, but along the way we may ask clarity-seeking questions. So, if I understand you correctly, you are saying this was not the first occasion you gave information to General Mfazi. Now, on how many occasions before this occasion had you given information to him, and what suspected criminality was involved during those previous occasions or instances?
So, Chair, maybe let me clarify. This was the first occasion where I've given information, because the introduction was not based on me giving information, but rather the introduction was me aiding in my skill set, clarifying information.
Okay, maybe we misunderstood each other then, because maybe 3 or so questions back, my question was whether this was the first occasion you had ever given information of this nature to General Mfazi. So you are saying this was the first occasion?
This was the first occasion. It was because we were recently introduced.
All right, okay.
They didn't been long.
Okay,
yes.
All right. Now, besides General Mfazi, I want to know if before this occasion, the occasion that involved General Mfazi, you had ever given information about suspected criminality to any other law enforcement officer?
It had been Mr. Mashaba.
Mr. Mashaba.
Yes, a couple of times.
How many times? How many times?
A lot of times. Couple
may sometimes be vague. Some people use couple literally to mean 2. But
no, more than twice. There had been a lot of incidents, instances rather, where I've given information. And that's why I said maybe in terms of clarity, I don't know if Chair wants me to get to that now, or
maybe let's leave it at several instances. Then maybe we'll get to the detail at the probing stage.
Okay, thanks, Chair.
Now, just another question. I hope it will also not sound probing at this stage. So, were you a paid informer/informant, or were you doing this altruistically or out of the goodness of your heart?
Chair, I wasn't a paid informer in a sense of giving information to law enforcement. Yet,
I don't understand that. You are not an informer as in giving information to law enforcement. Or paid, or you used paid. All right.
Yes, I wasn't a paid informant. I was more of a confidential source. However, I have instances where I've consulted with I would say foreign intelligence entities on the basis of my skill set. That is not merely being an informant, but as a consultant who would expect remuneration for their services. So in terms of giving information,
Sorry, just to make sure I understand. The last thing you are referring to, would it be similar to, for example, being contacted by a corporate entity for you to assist it in terms of your skill, what you've referred to as your skill set? Would that be the same thing, basically? You are an expert in this, and you are a player in this environment. Can you please, using that skill, assist me? So is that what you are referring to when you are referring to the criminal justice system, or rather law enforcement officers? Would you be assisting them in that sense, or what?
So I think maybe, Chair, if you can phrase it differently, because I'm not...
Yes.
Or maybe I don't understand the question, Chair.
I asked you a question whether you were doing this altruistically or out of the goodness of your heart.
Precisely, Chair.
Were you paid, or were you doing it altruistically?
No, for providing information to law enforcement, I haven't been paid.
That was the simple answer. You then confused me by referring to something else. That's what got me lost, which is why, to understand, I then made a comparator with the corporate world and said, would you be doing something similar as, for example, if you were engaged by an entity within the corporate world? But you've answered me, you've said you were not paid.
Pardon me, Chair.
You would give information to law enforcement officers for free. You've answered me. So let's forget about the other issue you were trying to explain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Maybe before you proceed, sir, Mr. Msikili, you say that you had that information first in April 2021, and you say it was preliminary information at that stage, but you shared with General Mfazi. What at that point do you share? What exactly do you say to him?
The information that I shared was, or rather that I shared was, there might be something of this sort that's maybe, to use a slang for it, that's being cooked up, or that's still in the making. If it is at all possible, as I keep acquiring more details, I'll then feed the information, but be on the lookout. That was more of it. Be on the lookout. There might be something of this sort in the making.
Okay. So when you say be on the lookout, as in what? As he should start preparing to do something about that information? Was that the idea?
There will come a time where the information is positive.
Okay. And then you say then there were further details received and shared in late June. You relate this to General Mfazi. You say, what exactly then at that point is different that you're conveying to him?
At that time, I'd acquired information relating to a granted ship that was coming. So basically, when one refers to preliminary information, there had not been plans set in motion